So if you say, what, I don't remember what we were looking for.
Come up something. What did you type?
I just did
couldn't
breast
see.
cancer BRCA1 data set.
Data sets. And what does it come up?
So maybe just do data set. Is all common. So what did we, the other day we were looking for something and on Google, and actually all of DataMed stuff came up, right?
Your cache or something?
No, it's this machine.
Right. Yeah, let's just say breast cancer data set.
Cancer
Data set.
data set. But I think breast cancer will get a lot of other, maybe.
Breast cancer, Wisconsin original data set. Then type DataMed. No. Is it?
Fourth one.
Last DataMed.
So maybe this.
Yeah, but that's. How do you search within the site? Colon, put a colon there?
Yeah, site colon. You do site colon and like DataMed.org.
I think. Okay, breast cancer.
Yeah, type.
BRCA1 data set. I have read this, right? This is searching
DataMed.
DataMed,
This is only this site.
right?
So it is up.
Yeah,
It is
Google
there.
index that, right? Otherwise,
So
Google
this means
won't show.
Google index it,
Yeah.
but it still didn't come up if you don't type.
Google will hyper-localize, so if you use DataMed a lot,
Yeah.
it'll sort it to the top.
Yeah. For
So
I have to say I don't use DataMed a lot. Probably they do.
well, if you go to DataMed from Google or you go to like a related site from Google,
So we need to double check on this. I mean, I need to test more when we say it's really helping. And the statistics, I want to see the statistics.
So for the stats, I can pull that up immediately. Actually.
Help me search clinical NLP system. I just want to see if client showed up on your computer.
Google?
Yeah, showed up on my computer, but it might be because of clinical NLP system.
There are two sites. Did you choose the DataMed one?
Right now, both of them point to the same one, right?
Yes.
No, that one is the developer server one. Is the production server.
No,
Yeah, that's
I
Scholar.
have just DataMed
Here's
here.
the regular.
Okay, the A something.
See here. Ooh, see, it's not.
It'll be different, but
Right.
it's
That's
search
what
for
I,
different things.
clinical NLP.
So I don't search for NLP that much.
clinical NLP system is CTEX is number 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you have to see this.
So when did we finish this?
I think this is maybe not the, this is maybe the developer server.
What are you trying to find?
Our
Talk
current
about how-
system.
Yeah.
Where does it say that
software.
it's the development
Yeah,
server? But
First, yeah.
this,
So if it's system, then
it's not
okay.
possible that it's the development server. You see,
That
there are
seems to be-
You need to add
869 users,
systems
right?
But
Add it
in,
to the page.
even that day I
It should
checked,
have
it's
it, but
9,000
system-
something.
Okay,
Right,
how
but
about
that's
two?
for 1 year. I'm just looking at 1 month
Okay,
data.
okay, yeah.
Two software, but not system. Sorry about that.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, everything's not good.
So this is the analytics for the past month, starting 1st of April.
1st of April. Is it growing or no?
No, we're seeing random variation.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
Can
mean, if
we
I get an
wait-
X chart, there's
We
no
wait
change
to
there.
see the any
I
change.
think
You
one.
might want to get a p-value out of it.
An X chart is gonna show you, I mean, you could.
What are the
No,
numbers?
it's my general
So
statement,
these
p-value.
are the sessions,
Yeah.
and then you have 869 users.
Yeah, I don't get
Since
that.
April?
The Bayesian stuff
Yeah,
makes
April
much more
1st.
sense to me.
And of
It's harder,
which
but
about
it makes more sense.
new visitors are high. So, I mean, it's definitely, I
Where
can't.
is the
It's
new
easy to
visitor?
understand, but harder to compute.
So if you look at the pie chart,
This one?
yeah. So the blue is new, about 60% are new visitors.
Better projected.
This one's fading. Well, we're gonna have this.
I requested 2 years ago, they said no money.
That's for
And I
us to
said
pay
put
for.
into next year budget, still no money.
We have to pay for it.
So one of the things I think which we could look at is how many, it shows you somewhere where the traffic is coming from, right?
Right.
So that's something we could look at.
That's right.
So there is a Google page called PageSpeed Insight. You give the URL and it makes some analysis and give you advice.
That may be for the speed.
Oh, that's for the, yeah.
Okay, at least I didn't see any like a
Big
increase
jump.
in terms of after putting all those schema.org or in Google, but first of all, we still want to make sure it's actually get indexed, and
This is almost like the week, right?
I
This
still think
is
we
going
need
by
to
the
think
week,
about
this is the
more
weekend
about how
and
to
again.
Oh,
promote.
is that by day? Can
Yeah.
you zoom out, cause day, you're gonna get a ton of variation because of the,
Oh, yeah,
You want it-
by
can you
week,
go by month? And then how many months of data do we have?
We,
Week or month?
Yeah.
Week will give us more data points,
right.
which might be better, and that, you
Let
expect
me-
cycles during the week. You probably expect cycles on an annual basis, but at least.
Okay.
we should have, data for months too, right? But
Yeah, we can do the whole of this year, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, why would it-
I mean, if any of our marketing worked, we should see.
what kind of marketing
An
we are doing?
outlier.
I mean, besides putting all those like schema.org keywords,
We still have marketing.
Still by day, is that by day?
It's by week,
Maybe
no?
search engine.
Yeah, I would say,
February to Feb. Okay. It's kind of stable.
yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It should show. us.
We should do more than
SEO.
Yeah.
think about how to promote.
I think one of the things that Ram and Nina have done is they've put together a list of different forums where we can go and
Mhm.
say, hey, we have data
But
man.
did we start putting those?
No, we haven't
No.
started
Oh, then
it yet.
let's
We will start
ask them
that.
to then
Yeah.
do that.
Can you show new users on here? Is there a way to just plot?
This is new users.
No, but I mean, I wanna see new users, I wanna see a time series with new users.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if we have, cause those existing sessions, I go in and test and look at things and, okay, so that's pretty.
So the
Oh,
first
that
one
went
is,
down today and you're seeing the cycles, so you're seeing the weekly cycles there.
let's see, 2 weeks then.
Yeah, okay, so that's, is that still new? No, that's session.
So it's
The new meeting
can you
is the
get
first line.
Can you just click new?
new button?
Okay, maybe so.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
that's the
really
same
it's
graph,
same. It's
the
similar.
same graph, so
Yeah.
the numbers just get
Yeah,
updated.
I don't think, there's probably some way to do it.
Okay.
Um,
The other thing is
It'd be
try
nice
to
to see
talk
new
to some of
users
those
going
big
on.
websites trying to link to KV from DataMed or whatever. Okay, let's move
Okay.
to the next item.
And the next, I guess, point that we've been working on is the demo of DataMed that we'll have there are two workshops. One is the repository workshop. The other one is the CDE workshop. The repository workshop is on the May 8th and the CDE workshop is on May 9th. So for the CDE workshop demo, Xiaoling has added dimensions to the advanced search, and she's also done some encoding, so basically some basic NLP, right, to extract entities so we can map the CDEs. In addition to that, we will have a demo on May 8th of DataMed. That will be done for the repository folks that are attending, and they'll also have a hands-on mapping and ingestion pipeline information that they'll be able to do on that workshop. So that's about the plan for the CDE. So. And the next day we'll have the
Jeff
CDE.
is not going.
Jeff is not going
And
because
anyone, Baraka is going?
nobody
No,
else.
nobody else is going.
So I asked Jeff if he could share the slides with us ahead of
Mm.
time, and we just go over it with him.
How about UCSD? Is Huni
Huni will be there, right, Huni?
Yes, I'm going.
Okay. good.
Elizabeth will be there.
Okay.
And Lucila's gonna be there.
Okay.
But Jeff said he can
He
go
will
because
prepare the slides.
he will get the slides ready.
Huni, are you comfortable to present Jeff's slides or?
I need to see the content first, but I can try, but I cannot say for
maybe
sure.
You can meet with him before, present to make sure.
Yeah, sure.
Or,
yeah.
we can help. Our side is just me and Anu will attend, and Xiaoling won't be there, so a lot of technical details we probably also don't know. Anu knows all the process, but.
Yeah, so the only, I guess, important part would be, like the workshop that we had earlier, I guess, so Jeff said that there'd be two things that we want to make sure that they provide a feed. First, they map their metadata to our metadata model. I think, Huni, you can definitely talk about that, right?
Right. That would be easier.
After that, they would probably have to provide a feed to us for the data to get ingested. And they could do this via FTP or REST API, whatever they want. So Jeff suggested that we could use ICPSR as an example, since ICPSR currently provides feed to us, as well as I think DataSite also does it for us.
Okay.
But
What fee?
so they provide updates.
Okay.
We don't go and fill in data.
Maybe you should help actually prepare all those
Like,
slides.
I asked
working
Jeff.
with Jeff, George, Xiaoling, because Xiaoling will be gone for the first week of
Yeah,
the
right.
May, and if we can prepare all those before, that will be good.
I wrote to Jeff today.
Okay,
But
and
he
maybe
hasn't
just copy
replied.
Uni on the loop as well, so, okay. Documentation.
And the Genia papers, I think
Yeah.
Ram said he's working on the feasibility paper, and Shaoling is kind of finished. I think.
Still lots of work to do.
No, as in, it's at least up there on Google Drive. I think I
Yeah.
need to work on it. Jeff and Barack and Trevor said he would work on the similarity.
I think anyone want to contribute to the paper, or if we missed any authors, we should include all the CDT team. I mean, if we missed anyone, just feel free to let us know. We add you as a co-author, and if you want to contribute any text, the Google link is there.
I will send out the link once we have a little bit more completed version.
Okay.
Right now there are lots of empty
Yeah.
spots.
Ron and I have gone over like a very detailed outline, not just, introduction, but what are we gonna say, what's the discussion,
Okay.
so.
Yeah,
we've
I
got
think
detailed notes on all that, and he's working on fleshing out.
I'll just leave that to you guys anyway. Ron, Deb, Todd, and you, and we're going to just basically take care of this data meta paper.
Yeah.
And I think it will be good to.
Because May 15th is the deadline for that, so probably next week we need to send it out.
Yeah. And same for the usability paper. I think if anyone want to be included, let Todd know.
I figured, we need to see
Yeah,
who all should be authorized
we will have a initial list of authors,
Right.
and then if
We can
anyone
send it
missed it, let us know.
And Firat is working again, still on the testing of the code
Okay.
and making sure the documentation is detailed enough.
Okay.
So, I think we are working on expanding the repositories, list of repositories. We had some more common fund repositories that were added. So Pratik, what he did was he tried to find where the metadata could come from these repositories. I don't know that we were very successful, but right now we are mapping some. Uni's team are mapping a couple of repositories, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And we will, I guess that's going to continue until, so the plan is to actually complete ingesting and indexing the common fund repositories first, and then if time permits, then we move on to the other repositories, because those are priority for NIH. And I also sent out, just a reminder, that I also sent out meeting invitations. So this is going to be a bi-weekly meeting between the CEDAR team and our team. Anybody who wants to join in, please do feel free to do so. This will be every alternate week at the same time that we have the exec meeting, except that it's the week that the exec meeting is not there. So. I think Jeff's team will also work with integration of the pilot projects, the metadata pilot projects that we had. On our end, we actually are still working on some of the things. So the most accessed data sets, Divakar has already given us some code by which we can actually do some analysis of the user tracking that we have been doing. So once we have that code running at the back, and then we can have the most accessed data sets displayed on our website. We also need to, we're waiting on completion of the NLP pipeline indexing to implement the word cloud. Otherwise, I think everything is ready for us to just plug it in. With reference to the integration of challenge results, Kirk, do you have an idea of when you could start? So I talked briefly to Trevor about getting, together with you to kind of have a list.
Okay. Yeah, so if I remember right, the previous plan was essentially to wait until at least Xiaoling had some stuff off her plate. So too much until she got past that stuff. And I think that the goal was early May. Was that right?
Yeah. So one thing that could be, I guess, done is to have, in May, the plan is to have the two teams that actually got a subcontract present to us.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking about the other part where you were planning to go
Right,
over.
so we were planning to go over all the papers and make like a feature list
Right.
and sort of rank order them by the desirability of the features, and hopefully some of the ones we have subcontract for would be at the top, which I think they would, that's why we gave them a subcontract. But, you know, and I guess I had assumed that Xiaoling would be more involved in that process, but Trevor and I maybe can do it individually.
Maybe that part if you and Trevor
Okay,
can
I'll
get
talk to
done, and
Trevor
then
and we
Get the
can,
list, then we look
Then
at it,
we'll
then
look.
we see how to implement it.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because part of it is, you know, how useful do we think this feature will be, but also how easy will it be to implement. And so our ordering would sort of be a low-hanging fruit and also really useful-looking features that's sort of at the top. So, but yeah, maybe Trevor and I could sort of rank it by interestingness and then separately by what we assume would be the ease of implementation. And then Xiaoling can go and edit our implementation suggestions.
Okay.
Maybe something sounds like it would be easy, but because of the DataMed setup, maybe it's not. So, all right, I'll talk to Trevor about it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Also, I think for the API, we're done. We just want it to be tested.
Right. I can set up the document tomorrow.
Okay.
Then ask Jessie to test a little bit.
And also maybe Huni, is there somebody that can test it at your end as well?
Let me think more about it. We have a few students who are working on the BioCAD project, so they might be able to help. Let me discuss with Elizabeth a little bit later.
Okay. So also we had a lot of recommendations based on the usability and the user testing. So that's something that we need to get started on, I think. So once, since we have the tracking system already kind of almost done, I think we need to get started on some of the changes in the design. Maybe Todd, we can sit together and decide exactly what.
I think we have to decide on what the goals are. I mean, I think that many of the suggestions are reasonable given what we found in the most recent study. We probably want to prioritize those with respect, I mean, you know, and think about what are the goals, because we're near the end of the project.
Right.
So, what do we need to achieve at this point? Because all that will go in the paper and could be used as future work, and I think some of it's very critical for any future efforts. How critical is it now? What's going to happen with DataMed? DataMed's going to continue, or if we can use this somehow to show improvement and actually get empirical, you know, this is all subjective user feedback, right? It's based on our interpretation of their feedback. So to me, again, maybe implementing some of the major ones that aren't as hard to, but nonetheless aren't as hard to implement, you know, some are going to be harder. And then trying to at least get some even informal feedback on whether it helps might be the way to go.
Okay. And so we already talked about the data type ontology. So I'm guessing that we probably want to do this maybe after May 15th, I think.
Yeah, let's finish
The paper
the papers.
first. And then, so this is all the schema.org metadata is done, right? So I need to complete it there. And I think the only other thing is, please do make sure that whatever source code you have is getting into the GitHub repository, and we are working on writing and testing documentation. User studies are done, but the analysis is still ongoing, and the UCSD team is working on the personas. And that's all we have.
Okay. We are early today.
Yeah, we don't really have much
Okay.
to talk about. Was there anything else anybody wanted to discuss?
I guess no.
No, probably not.
Everyone wants to leave early. All right. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks all. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Please stand by.